Stadium in the Twin Cities. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback.
Whenever I touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. 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 I hope y'all can nest double E.
A very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at US Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
Come on, set, open, don't open.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. This defense for the Vikings, terrific last week in the season opening victory.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one. But 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete.
Well, so far on this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
Crowd getting in it a bit already. Here's an early 3rd and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down, that coming up.
Brandon, we saw these defenders fly to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10.
At their own 40-yard line.
They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs to the 43, second down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And some pretty strong running there as he take this across the 50 and down to the 44. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Cook up the gut. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, second and 12. The Vikings at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And they were able to get that road victory in the opener. And now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down. On the jet sweep, here comes Jefferson. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
2nd and 9 now. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Vikings are on the board first here this afternoon. Right down the middle, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
He's got a man, complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 34 yards to gain that time, another first down.
There's the arm strength that we saw in college and during the scouting process. And really, it's not just the arm strength there, but the placement as well. To me, that was an excellent combination of arm talent and accuracy.
Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete. And he's only hit on 2 of his first 6 passes. Time for a quick quarterback regroup here with a big third down coming up.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Wide open receiver complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Again, he'll drop to throw. Caught on a slant. Touchdown. Jamison Williams, his second touchdown on the season. And the Lions are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And from the end zone, Deontay Hardy will bring it out. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
11 yards there and a Lion first down. So a pretty nice throw right there from the rookie. And this, of course, is game number 2 of his NFL career. His guys did not get the win, Charles, in the opener. But what did you see from him last week?
Well, I think all things considered, he played pretty well.
And in for the Lions touchdown. T.J. Hockenson, 28 yards. And the Lions have taken the lead.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Well, it was second long, now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
And third down is a key down in any game you play. And third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
So on fourth down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. He'll take it at the 42. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, the offense coming back out here, plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense.
And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Detroit. Jamison Williams His second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-7.
Lions 21, Vikings 7. Jack Fox to kick off.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
Deontay Hardy on the return. The Vikings take over first down 10.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And these guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score.
Lions 21, Vikings 7.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line.
He was taken down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 31-yard line.
Second and 11. They'll set up a throw. That is caught by Thielen. And it's going to be another first down as they get him to the ground at the Lions' 45-yard line. Really nice gain of 25 yards.
These guys have definitely been able to play the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They were starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10, and he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Back to the ground, this time Cook. And a pretty good run as he'll get this down close to a first at the Lions' 35. On an 8-yard gain, much better shape now on 3rd and just a yard.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And Cook was fighting for it, but I don't think he got there. Already down 2 scores. They're going to go for this rather than settle for 3. Running for it. Here's Cook. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. So this offense able to convert on fourth, and now a fresh set of downs here, 1st and 10. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
2nd down, Jacobs once more. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. To the right side to Eric Ebron. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run with Cook. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. Jacobs is not going to get a whole lot, maybe a yard down to the 3.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Well, they've gotten it down to the 3, but now this is 3rd and goal. On play action, they'll throw. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Eric Ebron from 3 yards out. And the Vikings are back within a score. His first career touchdown pass. And yeah, it's cliche to say, but he's probably been envisioning this since he was a little kid. That's a cool moment.
It really is. So enjoy the moment. Enjoy the time. Celebrate. Save the full reflection for later. But make sure you grab someone on the sidelines and say, hey, make sure I get that football, okay?
Extra point splits the uprights. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14.
Vikings 14.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Here we go.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent offer a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Steps away. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 1.
He'll decide to keep this once more. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. Beating him there with his legs. 21 yards, 1st down. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Now a throw in the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Definitely worth taking in our deep shot here. He's already found the end zone twice here in the first half.
Yeah, go back to that same well. They've had trouble containing him, but able to contain him on that play. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
That play call wasn't there for them against that coverage. So they're going to spin the dial now in their playbook and come up with one more shot at the marker to try and keep this series going.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit, man. They let the guys get downfield. When the push came to shove, they stood their ground. Now they have the first field goal attempt.
And his kick here is good. And the lead works its way up to 10, 24-14. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. A fairly short kick from the 14. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. 9 yards, and that leaves them just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing, because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. Now back to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Jacobs. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. 16 yards. A little deja vu from the previous play where they got 16. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Same target. It's Jacobs again. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. Yeah, this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Vikings get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point right down the middle. And that cuts the lead to 3, 24-21. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. He's got a man complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2.
Set, hunt. Field, left. Long red.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by DJ Reed. And the Vikings are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. The Vikings now start their next drive. And they'll begin inside their own 10, so field position certainly not in their favor here. Over the middle, complete. It's Jacobs. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. 2nd and 5. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jacobs. And he's out right at the 25. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the 1st down.
But it certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the 1st half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the 2nd half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
And this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
And I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Rock Ya-Sin. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. 2nd interception for him now here in this 1st half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question, because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates are going to check on it, because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. So we've reached halftime in a wild 1st half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3.
Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the 2nd half. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
On second down, Cook. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Third down, Dalvin Cook. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. It's a gain of 4 there that gives him a new set of downs. Jacobs from the gun, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. They will run the draw with Jacobs. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 17 yards, first down, Vikings.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to second and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
They'll come up on a second and 4 now from the 40-yard line. They'll try the middle with Cook. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
That's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. Second and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving a running back a crease to run through. And that's a nice job to hold him just a couple and force the third down.
Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. They'll drop to throw. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's the guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down.
52. Blaster. 22 meter.
He'll look to throw. Throws to his running back, Kareem Hunt, complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. It's a quarterback sneak, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Lions take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. They'll try and throw for it. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
We'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And this one is incomplete.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the...
And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
On 2nd down, right back to Hunt. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Kareem Hunt, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions take a 3-touchdown lead. Extra point forthcoming. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns and 21 points.
Lions 42, Vikings 21.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result had he opted for the touchback. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. Now the pass finding its way into the hands of Eric Ebron. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. 3rd down. Here's a run by Cook. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Rashaan Evans, the linebacker, recording the sack there.
Well, they sent him on the blitz from that linebacker spot, and boy, he got there quickly.
He certainly did, and obviously he could have used a block from his running back, but I think you nailed it right there. The defender got into the backfield so fast, it's hard for anyone to react.
That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. They're going to look to throw. And he's got this to Jefferson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Now, meanwhile, a final play here is incomplete, and that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter of play. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. And, oh, that would get a wide-up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. 3rd down coming up.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Well, this drive, they're a perfect 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions, but they need a full 10 yards here. Throw left side complete. That's Jacobs. Touchdown, Vikings. Josh Jacobs, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Vikings have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And the lead will be cut down to 14. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Okay, ready?
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. This game was really a tussle, seemed like just a moment ago, and now they've got the momentum. A couple of scores on their last pair of drives, and a 2-score lead. I think here now you go conservative, right? Run the football, work the clock.
Usually.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Lewis Seen. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And will they call it a touchback? No, it's out at the 1-yard line. They were inches there from blowing a golden scoring opportunity. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. Keeping it himself from a yard out. And the Vikings have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Point after, right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close. One-score game. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they will have the football deep in enemy territory all the way at the 10-yard line.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Rashaan Evans. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Boy, Charles, you hate to see this for a rookie quarterback. You're hoping it doesn't shake his confidence, but that confidence, it might be shaken because that is 4 interceptions for him now in this ballgame.
It has to be shaken. Wouldn't be human if you weren't. Doesn't matter whether you're a rookie or a veteran. 4 interceptions, you're not sure what you're doing out there. So to me as a coaching staff, I would think very hard about getting him out and trying it again another day.
Successful start to the drive, 17 yards. It moves the sticks. So a little breathing room now. 1st and 10 at the 17. Back to throw. Out to his left. And he's got a man here. Complete. And he'll be dropped at the 36. It's a good gain of 18 on a play that originated back at the 18. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. They'll give to Hunt here on the option. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6. If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the 4th quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand. They're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. They'll give to Hunt here on the option. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. It's Cameron Dantzler who got him down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now here's the option play going left. And some room to work. That time they pick up a 24 yards on the keeper. 1st down. It looked like almost a miscommunication defensively because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball, but the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. 2nd and 6. On the move to his left. He's going to dump this off to his running back, Hunt. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. They'll go with the keeper. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. They'll try and sneak it here. And he is over the line for another rushing touchdown.
Is he a quarterback or is he a tailback?
It's their quarterback with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Lions drive the entire length of the field, 99 yards for the score.
Vikings 35.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And the last time out, they had the good drive going. You get in the red zone. They throw the interception. Not their first pick of the game. He's got a man. Complete. They'll take this to the other side of the field before going out of bounds. That goes for a gain of 31. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. They've got his man. Complete. And he's going to be forced out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. A big play there for Minnesota. 46 yards. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Rashaan Evans. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. So a 4th quarter pick 6 here, and that one might put this game out of reach, CD.
I certainly agree with that.
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. His throw incomplete.
Well, I have to admit, I'm scratching my head a little bit here trying to make sense of what I just saw. Number 1, huge lead. Just kick the extra point and be done with it. Number 2, if you are going to go for 2, just line up and go for it from the 2-yard line. Why make it so difficult? That's a long way to go to try and pick up some points.
And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
Their own 21-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to...
And, my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Rock Ya-Sin. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football.
Well, this is something we've seen before, partner. We've seen a defense bait a rookie, pretend to leave a window open, and then the defensive back jumped it as soon as the ball was released. Big-time play. They love taking advantage of the youngsters, and in this case, it paid off well.
On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line is getting some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
43 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. Things looking much rosier for them here in week 2. They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Out on the edge, you love to have cornerbacks like that that can bring him down in the run game.
And you're also exposed to everyone. It really becomes a one-on-one play, doesn't it? You're out there by yourself on the edge. The best ones know how to make the play, and we just saw an example of it right there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Striker, 3-3. Right.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And the Vikings are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off. And it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there, exactly as you described the interception.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield, and that is incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. What to do to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really.
And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked by Jeff Okudah. And the Lions are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
That's one of those interceptions watching from up here. The quarterback wide receiver just looked a little out of sync.
They did look a little out of sync, and yeah, they're going to examine that when they get to the sidelines, and they'll talk about it throughout next week when they watch the tape. But the guy who's going to be there for him, really in his ear, is his center. Because that's a special relationship for a rookie quarterback. Your center handles your line calls. He gets everyone in a proper position to block. He'll be the first guy back to pick you up after you've been knocked down. And that's the guy you watch the extra film with and try and learn the league.
But Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, they're off.